The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks so much for kicking it off right here. 9 a.m. Eastern Time, 30 minutes to go until the opening bell. And we got markets. S&P's right now, negative by just 2 points, trading at 69.05. NASDAQ 100, under pressure yet again. Quite the day yesterday, man. How about it, right? From 25,700 down to 25.4. You finish it out at 25,850. You accelerate higher into the close, and then you give it up in the overnight by the time we open. Right now, NASDAQ down by 0.4% or 98 points in the red, 25,615. The Dow in the positive. How about yesterday, right? Price-weighted index, Goldman Sachs. Yeah, anytime you get a $900 stock in the Dow performing well, that's going to do it. Some other equities as well. Goldman this morning trading up another $4. You closed at 911 yesterday. You're at 915. The Dow up by 89 points in the Russell, positive by 1. Quite a day for the Russell. Quite a couple days for the Russell, right? The Russell, Wednesday morning, 48 hours ago, folks, the Russell was trading at 2520. You're at 2600. Okay, you're up by 2 points at 25.95. That's more than 3% from where we were on Wednesday. Bitcoin up $500 at 92,530. Ethereum up by $18 or about 0.5% at 32.48. Crude prices, we almost got a 56 handle, 57.47. I tell you, we'll throw an early Sam's reference in there for you, Darth. On a Friday morning, I was at Sam's a couple days ago, filling up gas. All right, and I should be getting paid by Sam's, right? Walmart, let's go, send them. Just even some credits, I'll use them. And the gas price, okay, 93 premium gas, $3.33. $3.33. Quite a number. Crude prices under pressure yet again. We take a look at the daily on crude. And yeah, looks like we might be coming back down to test these lows. And we are right there. 55.96. The lows from October. Crude down 14 pennies at 57.46. We jumped to yields this morning. Now this 10-year, man. They're talking about the steepening of the curve, and it's happening, man. The 2-year, 10-year, I think it's 64 basis points they were showing this morning. And right now we're talking about a 10-year. Down by 9 ticks, and we got a 10-year yield again approaching 4.2. We're right where we were coming into the Fed. Okay, so much for, now that's your 10-year. You jump over to the 2-year, and we're not quite right back to where we were, right? The 2-year right now is sitting at 3.54. So yeah, that's the separation there. You got the 2-year at about 3.5, and you got the 10-year at 4.2. Okay, you're talking about almost 70 basis points of steepening, which is saying, hey, guess what? Even though the Fed's going to cut, and that's calculated in the 2-year, okay, rates on a longer-term basis are a problem, and they're going up. Now, the Fed could step in there at some point. They could. They haven't indicated anything like they will right now. But if you see this 10-year get too out of whack, and you got a new Fed chair coming in May, okay, they've done it before. The financial crisis, buying mortgage-backed securities, okay, what would happen? They would step in as a bid, just like they're doing on the notes. Okay, the notes, they're stepping in with $40 billion of purchases a month. Well, what does that do? That boosts the price and lowers the yield. They could do the same thing on the 10-year. Not sure that's the best thing to try and control the market. All right, the market, you can't control the market. The bond market, the federal government cannot control its own interest rate. That'd be like if you start a company and you said, I'm the one that dictates the terms when I take out debt. The lenders would be like, what are you talking about, man? I just won't lend you money. I have to be okay with the terms if I'm going to lend you money, right? The Fed could step in, but that bond market's enormous, man. But they could, and we're at 70 points in terms of that steepening from about 3.5 on the 2-year. and it's really 3.55, okay, and 4.2 on the 10-year. We take a look. I mean, that's one of the biggest things going on right now. You figure out this one, you solve this one, right? Where's the steepening going? Where's the 2-year? Where's the 10-year? But there it is, 10-year, up 5 basis points to 4.19, and the 2-year only up 1 to 2 basis points, right? 3.55. You look at the 30-year, 4.85. Yeah, 10 years at 4.2. The 30 years pushing 5%. You jump over to the dollar on a little bit of higher yield on that 10-year. You get a little bit of dollar pop. Dollar up by 12 pennies at 98.46. That's not slowing down metals, though, man. Look at this. Gold making a run for 4,400. Gold on a Friday. Okay, gold's up $65 right now, up 1.5%, trading at 43.77. And we just got within 5 pennies of $65 on silver. How about it, folks? Check out that. Now, at some point, this is going to wane, okay? And I say that as in, you know, we're approaching these levels here, okay? And maybe that's the run. I was looking at it this morning. If you just take a look where we are on a shorter term, A to B, C to D, you back it up to November 21st, you accelerate higher, you pull back. I mean, it wasn't even really a pullback, but then you break out. 3 days ago, that was what, Tuesday the 9th? Yeah, Tuesday the 9th, you break out, break that B point, you do it. It's close if it did it. Either way, it's $68, man. It's just not stopping. Silver. I mean, look at this, right? Even when the dollar is stronger today, silver's positive. There's nothing slowing down these metals right now. Silver up by 23 cents, all-time highs. How about platinum? Look at this thing, man. Platinum's up 5%. Platinum making a run for 1,900, man. There's your A to B, C to D. Look at the way you break above that B point. That's how you like to see it, folks. You break above it, you come back, you test it. It's perfect. And yeah, 1,900. Platinum right now, up by $82. That's your weekly. How about this extension? On a daily basis, you're breaking above the October highs. Platinum, $1,800. And look at this. It took silver almost 50 years to break above the all-time highs. And you got platinum right now making a run for its highs in 2011. Pretty remarkable, right? You were up there at 1918 in 2011, and you made a run to 2308 in 2008. Quite a run for platinum. Doubling in price from where we were in April. Whew, more than that. 918, doubling in price. Remarkable. We jump over to copper, staying with the metals. Yeah, look at these metals, man. That's your monthly. There's your daily. Okay, let's check out, that's 4 hour actually. Let's check out the weekly. Yeah, you're breaking higher yet again. So let's check out the volume on copper. All right, we'll see what kind of volume we get. That was a big week last week. 251,000 contracts. We're only at 180,000 so far today. Checked out some of these copper stocks. Freeport-McMoRan, remarkable. Actually above where they were when they had that Grasberg mine problem. That's going to take their production down for like a year. And that mine produces 3% of the world's copper, folks. 3% of the world's copper. Southern Copper, though, yeah, they don't have any problems. They're at all-time highs right now. Southern Copper. All right, folks, we got S&P's negative by 3, NASDAQ off by 109. We'll come back. We'll take a look at some of the tech stocks. Friday trading. We'll come right back. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. We got the S&P's negative by 4, NASDAQ in the red, off by 124. Dow getting helped by some of those expensive stocks. You got Goldman Sachs in the green yet again. You got your 50,000 hat. Ooh, that's a nice round number, man. 48,834, pretty remarkable. Dow within a stone's throw of 50,000. S&P's within a stone's throw of 7,000. And the NASDAQ inching away from all-time highs, 26,399, those highs. Made back in October. That's your monthly. And yeah, you're going back to October 30th. 25,594 NASDAQ, off by 0.5% right now. You jump over to Disney. So Disney makes a deal with OpenAI yesterday. They're investing $1 billion. They get warrants. They can buy an additional $500 million, and you're going to be able to use all their characters on Sora. Behind the deal that took Disney from AI skeptic to OpenAI investor. Get on board or get left behind, man. So it's going to allow users to generate AI videos based on characters from Marvel, Star Wars, and other franchises, Mickey and Minnie included. 200 characters. OpenAI and Disney disagreed over whether AI companies have the legal right to train models, okay? The previous day, so they announced this yesterday, and here's what's interesting. They talk about the carrot and the stick, okay? I was reading another article, I think, on this one, or maybe it's this one. 3-year licensing agreement. Fans will be able to generate videos of themselves surfing with any of these, okay? R2-D2, all of that stuff. On Wednesday, Disney sent a cease and desist letter to Google talking about, of course, Gemini, right? Saying you're infringing on our copyright. Disney execs had grown frustrated that Google's image generators had been going viral, but from Disney's point of view, without the output guardrails that OpenAI was offering copyright holders. Now, what's remarkable here, if you play with any of these folks, okay, is that yes, if you tell these image generating apps, okay, like for instance, Sora, Gemini, sometimes if you say to it, put Mickey Mouse, make Minnie, make Sonic the Hedgehog, it'll say we can't do that. Violates our terms or something like that. But let's say you want to make a video of the Hulk, okay? You can't say make a video of the Hulk sometimes because it's copyrighted material. But if you say to some of these video generation tools, right, if you say, instead of saying make a video of the Hulk, it'll say we can't make the Hulk. That's a copyright violation. Okay, what you do is you say make a video of a big green guy with huge muscles, and he's a very strong man, and he's got big fiery eyes. And when you tell the AI that, in its head, it goes, well, what's a great big green guy? And it looks to all of its data to say, find me what a big green guy with big muscles looks like, and you know what it makes? It makes a Hulk, right? So that's where things are going to get interesting, where it's like, no, I'm not making a Hulk. I'm making a big green guy. And big green guys, you know what? They look like the Hulk, and that's what we're generating. Now, this is a 3-year deal. Yeah. And so, legal clarity, right? Content companies argue that AI companies didn't have the right to scrape their content, while tech companies said it was fair use under copyright law. The results of 2 cases recently suggested that training AI on copyrighted material may be fair use in some circumstances, in large part because it's considered transformational. And they're trying to change how they're doing it. So OpenAI this summer first showed Disney its Sora 2. When OpenAI launched the latest Sora app in September, it required copyright holders to opt out from allowing their material. It switched to an opt-in system several days later after blowback. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to opt out saying don't steal our stuff, right? The inherent bias immediately is that you assume don't steal our stuff, we can opt in. So that's what they did a couple days later. The Disney deal is designed to avoid one of the most contentious issues, the use of actors' likeness and voices. The union representing fought for protections. Disney's in a strong position among studios to work around those concerns because it has so many characters who are recognizable separate from their actors, right? They don't have to ask anybody. They have all these digital, and that's what I was saying when this happens. It's one thing making movies like with actors. You know, you can't make another great movie that has Leonardo DiCaprio in it, right, without stealing his likeness. That seems very rational and understandable. But you know what Disney can do? They can use an AI to create movies with every single one of their characters. Many of the licensed characters are from its vast library, but a lot of the Marvel and superheroes, Star Wars, aliens, and robots also fit the bill. Yeah. So you got, you know, the unions are not going to want to be this, folks. Of course they're not. Okay, everything is going to get done by computers. Now you're going to need a few big Hollywood stars that are real people, but beyond that, you really don't. Background actors, nobody knows that guy. You know, I mean, think about the credits on movies, right? Like third guy from the left in such and such scene. Sometimes that's how they list it, right? List it. So they send Google a cease and desist letter, and they team up with OpenAI. Got Microsoft down $1 right now. S&P's off by 5. Let's jump around to some of those tech stocks. We jump over to NVIDIA shares. Slightly in the green this morning. Quite the volatile session for them following the Oracle numbers Wednesday night. NVIDIA up by about 10 pennies. 181. You jump over to Oracle under pressure yesterday. You drive higher with the market. You're down about a couple dollars this morning to kick it off at 196. How about Broadcom, right? 424, and then the conference call goes awry. Now you're going to open down $23 right now, but boy, this thing has been on quite a tear, man. from 131 to 415 yesterday. On a monthly basis, though, look at the drop-off in volume last of September on their earnings, 634 million. Then you do 485 as you trade higher. Then you do 426 as you trade higher. And we're probably going to get some earnings today as we digest their earnings numbers, and we'll get into those as well. Look at this monthly on gold. I mean, you're talking about more than doubling in price, and you barely got any red bars on a monthly. We've had some wide bars, some huge tails, okay? Oh, boy. I would not be stepping in front of this gold train just yet, folks. Okay, gold within about $20 all-time highs. You get silver this morning pushing $65 for the first time ever. And we jump over to the dollar. And how's that for your dollar? As we break away from 100, and check out, I mean, this line, I mean, following the program, you know the channel, folks. This is the channel, and we are pushing to break this bottom channel. Uptrend channel since all the way going back to 2008. Dollar up 11 pennies, gold and silver higher, S&P off -6. We'll come right back for the opening bell, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. And, yesterday is a glimpse. I think we got a two-way market here. Okay, you have a steepening yield curve. The 2-year now about 70 basis points below where we are on the 10-year. You have a Federal Reserve that's talked about the difficulty of their two mandates, right? We're talking about full employment and price stability. And we have the AI volatility of a growth stocks that are changing ever so quickly. Whether you look at Oracle, just the swings NVIDIA has, and then you look at the swings that the S&P has. Okay, you're talking about 100 points down, 100 points up. Not even fair. You're talking about 90 points down, 110 points up, right? And just like that, where are we? Right back to where we were at the close of Wednesday. Okay, that's a volatile market. This market can't figure it out. We're trading lower overnight. You trade lower on the open yesterday and on 68.40, even if you just take the opening bell. Don't even cherry pick the overnight lows of 68.17. About 10 a.m. when I finished the program yesterday, market was selling off. Guess what? By 6 p.m., we were 90 points higher than where we were at 10 a.m. in the morning. That is volatility, folks. Okay? You jump over the VIX, though, it's not volatility to the downside right now. And this is the only... Listen, we're coming into Christmas. The volatility just got sucked out of this market. It is nowhere. Okay? We got a VIX that's pushing 14. 14! Nobody's buying insurance right now, especially right now coming into the holidays. Pay attention to the VIX. Okay? It's a leading index usually. And... yeah, even on a day like today, we got the S&P's negative, you got the NASDAQ off 155, and we got the VIX saying, now we're up by 10 pennies, but we're sitting at 15.01 right now. Very little volatility in this market to the downside. Dollar, 98.40. Check back in on gold. 43.71 in silver. Did we get there yet? Oh, we did. $65. Look at it. Just in the last few minutes. Look at that. 65.08. All right, silver rang the bell. Be careful, folks. It's a nice round number. All right, we have a potential to push up here to 68. That would be the 1-to-1, A to B, C to D. You break above that area. Now, you broke above the high point from December 5th with volume, but that December 1st day, you did 138,000 contracts, and really you broke above that area with 115. So maybe you come back and you test that 60 area. We hit a high of 59.43 on December 1st. Yeah, 138,000 contracts. We haven't done that type of volume since then. Okay, even on this run up, you do 115, 118, and 131. Well, you're breaking above 138 there. Let's put it on a weekly. That's your holiday week. All right, look at this, man. Okay, so look at this. We're going to do it. Oh, my goodness, silver. So last week, 547,000 contracts. This week, we're already at almost 500. You're going to break higher, and you're going to do it with volume. You're going to break above these highs with volume. Stay with metals. Platinum. Look at the volume on platinum. And I think a lot of it has to do with the dollar, folks, okay? I think the dollar's weak right now. Be real careful with this dollar. Dollar's been very weak. Anytime we catch higher yields, the dollar can't catch a bid. And anytime you catch lower yields, the dollar weakens. All right, let's jump around to some of the tech stocks. You got NVIDIA shares, kicks it off. Up by 0.5%. Oracle slightly in the red. We check in on the saga for Warner Brothers. Netflix, a brief reprieve, up by $2.22, up by 2.4% this morning. Warner Brothers, we actually got above $30 in the overnight session. Think about that for how the market's pricing, where it's going to be, okay? In terms of where this bid's going to come in, $30? No, it's going to be higher, man. That's not best and final. And what's happening is you're seeing it weigh on, Netflix traded lower last week. Paramount now is back at 14. When they started these discussions, pretty sure when the Ellisons were talking about purchasing Warner Brothers right on the heels of Paramount Skydance getting the merger, they weren't thinking they were going to spend $125 billion. And that's what it looks like they're going to do. Those bids are over 100 right now. I mean, Paramount, for reference, is only a $15 billion company. Now, that's not a true representation of the wealth behind the family running that company, which is why it matters. All right, what else we got going on here? Yeah, this one's on the front page of Bloomberg this morning. And you don't have to pick well if you centralize things and you run hot. And it's just the anecdotal nature of picking a few stocks. All right, you concentrate your positions. And if you do that right, even in a market that you're not exuberant on, you can perform magnificently. And the 3 stocks that this gentleman had, okay, so he's got a $3.1 billion fund, returned 79% this year. Yeah, 79%. Quanta Services, Dycom Industries, and Mastech Inc. And he's looking for a flat to down performance for the S&P in this coming year, betting against retailers and industrial stocks while maintaining conviction in his core holdings due to growing demand in electricity and high-speed data. Can't argue there. Jump around to some of these energy stocks. Uranium, CCJ, up by about, down about 0.5%. That's your weekly. All right, we check out the tech stocks. Google shares up by 0.3% right now. Look at Microsoft, slightly in the red this morning. We had our man Landon on last night. They must have been listening to him. So Roblox. Yeah, pretty remarkable, folks. Landon, he's 8 years old. And, if you didn't catch the program last night, it was great. I did the program from 3 till 3:30 with Landon. Our man Tim Ward took over for the end of the program. And what Landon was talking about was, it's remarkable children, folks, all right? There's good screen time and bad screen time, right? YouTube is just amazing. They all love YouTube. We all love YouTube. I love YouTube. You hear about everything. And, of course, people are making videos talking about the dangers of Roblox. He's well aware, okay, of predators on there, all that stuff. And the last part about this is that this is a company that's valued right now at $64 billion, okay? And on a longer-term basis, you better believe they're going to face competition. And I never quite understand how people spend the money that they do on this app. We have not spent a single penny on this app in my household. Not a single penny. Okay, I refuse to spend a single penny on this app. You can do many things on there for free. Won't spend a single penny because it seems like it's all a scam. All they do is ask you if you want to buy little attributes in each game. So imagine, folks, it'd be like buying Mario, okay? You buy Super Mario Brothers, and within the game it says, hey, you want to use Luigi? If you want to use Luigi, you can pay $5 right now to use Luigi. Hey, you want to use Princess? You want to use King Koopa? $5 each for a character. What are you talking about, man? We can buy games. Every time you got to buy a character within a game. That's how they make their money. Roblox in the red this morning. S&P's off by 5. We're coming right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We got markets selling off a bit on the open. S&P's right now negative by 12. We're trading at 68.94. NASDAQ 100 off by 157. And you get the Dow leading the way in positive territory, up by 0.1%. Oh, not Goldman doing it this time. So what do we got in the Dow? Let's see. UNH, nice $300 stock, up by 1.3%. What do we got? Boeing's up by 1.3. Some of the financials, not Goldman though. JP Morgan up by 0.7%. Visa, Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola. It's always interesting, Verizon. What's Verizon doing in the Dow? You got a $40 stock, and then you got a $900 stock, right? Goldman is, 22 times the weighting of Verizon? And meanwhile, the market cap is $270 billion versus $170 billion. Look at that. I mean, imagine, it always says, if you're a finance teacher in middle school, okay? In middle school, I'm not talking about college, and you say to your students in 7th grade, design me a mathematical way to create a financial index of equities. And they come in and they say, I'm going to base it off the share price. Imagine a teacher going over that and saying, you'd never want to base it off a share price. The share price is actually an arbitrary price that means nothing to the value of that company. Nonetheless, the Dow, the most talked about. Greatest example, Goldman, $907 equity at $270 billion, and Verizon, a $40 equity at $170 billion. So keep your eye on those expensive stocks in the Dow. Dow up by 56 points. You jump over to the S&P 500. Yeah, Broadcom on their numbers off by 7.8%. Pretty remarkable. They were higher. Micron off by 3.5. Look at some of these leaders. Clack off 1.3. Palantir off 1.3. Oracle in the red as well. Industrials in the green. GE up by 2.5%. Let's jump around to some of the home builders. Yeah, quite a head fake on some of these yesterday. You were dramatically higher and you gave it up and finished in the red yesterday. Lennar up by 0.6%. We just don't have any strength yet, folks. Okay, if you find strength in these, Lennar looking at 115. Okay, maybe you look at the high of that bar from November 20th, 117. There's where you had some buying. You go over to DR Horton. Yeah, maybe back it down to this 140 to 147 area for DR Horton. You jump over to KB Homes. Yeah, we had some nice volume a couple days ago on KB pushing higher. Today you're up by 0.2%. So it's cool here. So Al, if you could throw up my charts, okay? Now check this out, folks, okay? These were videos. Didn't even plan on this, all right? We play with these apps, Tommy and I. And this video that I have up here is a video that we created in Gemini. That's Google. Okay, now remember, Gemini is what Disney just sent a cease and desist letter for. It said, stop using our people, man, okay? And here's the kicker. If you go into Gemini, like I kicked off at the beginning of the program, okay, and you say to Gemini in there, create me a video of the Hulk, it'll say, can't do that. Can't do that, okay? That's copyrighted material. This video I'm showing you was created by saying, and here's what I'm explaining to Tommy. He gets it so quickly, 4 years old, okay? Is I'm explaining to him because guess what? This is just like any other piece of technology, folks. It's going to be about the interface. It's going to be about how you communicate with that interface. And in AI, it's the query, right? It's how you're interfacing with AI. So the way I do this, I said, listen, you can't say create me the Hulk. What you got to do is say, create me a big green man with huge muscles. And then he wanted to fight Abomination. Now, Abomination is like Sandman. Okay, I said, well, you can't say fight Abomination. What are you going to say? You say, fight me a big guy that's covered in sand, and he's got big muscles. And what do? Now, it might be a little choppy. These are 8-second videos, okay? But it creates a Hulk and Sandman battle. Look at this thing. This took like 2 minutes. Look at Hulk. How cool is this, man? Okay? So this is the battle going on here. And I don't, like, what is the definition of what is what, right? Is that the Hulk? Yeah, that's the Hulk, okay? We all know that's the Hulk, right? Let me see. I have 2 others that I want to bring up here. Yeah, not that. Look at this one. Is that Iron Man? You think that's Iron Man, folks? That's Iron Man, but we didn't tell it that's Iron Man. This is Gemini again. And this is Green Goblin over here, okay, if you're familiar. That's a Marvel character. That's Iron Man. These are characters that are in Spidey and His Amazing Friends. And if you look at it, okay, is that... So this is the battle, okay? This was last night, right? And you can see, so it's creating, and you say create a man in a red suit, make that red suit iron, have a purple guy flying on a glider, have him throwing pumpkins at the Iron Man in the sky, make the guy in the red suit the good guy, and make sure he defeats the evil guy in the purple suit that's throwing pumpkins, okay? Now, imagine. This is going to be everywhere, folks. This took 2 seconds, okay? This was not like an in-depth production process. This was hanging out, okay, having a little fun last night, and putting in some search queries for videos on Gemini, okay? And Sora actually had difficulty creating these, okay? That was not as easy. Gemini, though. Gemini's the leader right now. They have audio in there as well, okay? There's no audio. I've created many more of these, folks, all right? Tommy, it's great. It's a creative way. Imagine the creativity. You can say something, and you visualize something, and when I'm teaching him, okay, and this is the greatest part. It's just like in writing. If you remember, like, some of the best writing teachers, English teachers I had in high school, it was about the details, right? And some of the greatest writers out there, the way that they provide the details and put you in the environment. AI is the same thing. You need to provide the exact details because the computer doesn't know anything. And we're going over those details of how to assign it, how to think about it, creativity, and then this thing creates it in like 2 minutes. But how about that? So those are everywhere. Google just sent a cease and desist letter to, Disney just sent a cease and desist letter to Google, and you see why. Okay, that's last night, man. And those are amazing videos. Isn't that cool? I think it's pretty cool. And those are going to be everywhere. Okay, like they say. Disney. There you go. They like that deal. Up another 1.5%. And remember, it's not just a deal. They're now an equity investor. They're an equity investor at a valuation of $500 billion. And realistically, OpenAI, they got some big plans to go well above there. Yeah, play with that Gemini app if you haven't yet. Google down by 0.3% right now. Microsoft down by 0.9. The big dog Nvidia flat, and we jump to Apple shares up by 0.1%. Markets in the red, Dow in the positive. One more segment. We'll come right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. Apple shares up by 0.3% right now. And yeah, Dow in the green. Dow leading the way, pushing towards that 49,000 mark. And you got the S&Ps negative by 13 right now. We jump back to the dollar. 98.36. Yeah, no reprieve for this dollar right now. Dollar up by just 1 penny. Yields, lower price, higher yield. 10-year off by 7 ticks right now. We got a 10-year yield approaching about 4.19. And gold. Yeah, we just hit session highs. All right, we're only $15 away from all-time highs. Why not? Friday trading, man. My dad always used to say it, and if you've been around the gold market enough, folks, Friday trading in that gold market, you know it. Gold making a run for highs, up by $70 right now. Silver hit $65 for the first time ever, up by 0.3%. Platinum, recent highs, but coming up to the highs of 2011. But look at this run on platinum. April low of 878. We just hit a high of 1804 on platinum. Pretty remarkable. And yeah, I encourage you to play with those AI apps, folks, whether it's Gemini, okay, and the Sora app. Why not? I mean, that's just imagine, right? You take those clips and you string them all together. Doesn't take a lot of clips, folks, to create a full movie when you're pumping them out that quickly. Imagine what it used to take to create that type of digital animation. And now it happens in 60 seconds, and even faster if you have a direct access. I mean, imagine the tools that Disney's going to have with that type of deal. They're not going to be playing on, the Sora app like the rest of us, right? It's coming. So get used to it and get with it and make sure you are able to participate when AI, and it's just how you interact with it, just like anything else. How do you interact with a computer? How do you interact with the internet? Increasing productivity, right? All that stuff to a dramatic degree. All right, folks, S&P's off by 15, NASDAQ off by 170. Stay tuned. We got our man Basil Chapman. He's coming up next. And, folks, great time to do it. Sign up for the opening call. Basil's got a webinar next Wednesday. You get access to the newsletter. He puts out an hour-long video on the weekends usually, and you check